I think maybe a week back or sometime back, I was watching a video on the weirdest towns in America, and this was one of them. And basically, it's a town where there's just one building and everybody lives in that one building. um, and so today we're reacting to the strange Alaskan town where everyone lives in the same building because the other video didn't really explain it. But let's see what this is about.
When the United States needed a remote and isolated area for a military base, Whittier, Alaska was found to be more than qualified. The surrounding area was desolate and difficult to access, which made it perfect for a bomb-proof complex that could survive an air attack. Over the next few years, two of the town's only buildings were built: the now abandoned Buckner Building and the Hodge Building, which was renamed Begich Towers. This building has not only become the most important building in town, it's essentially the entire town. So, today we're taking you inside Whittier, Alaska, the town where everyone lives in the same exact building. But
Let me know how you would feel about living in the same building with everyone in your town. I wonder. That must be like in one sense that must be the greatest thing ever. Like it would be so much fun to have the whole town together in one apartment complex. But on the other hand, you would know everything about everyone and everyone would know everything about you. So I think it would be a little bit, I don't know. But it sounds fun.
before we move on up to that deluxe apartment in the sky, why don't you move on over toward that subscribe button? Then take the elevator down to the comments and let us know what other unusual towns you'd like to hear about next. For now, make yourself at home. Before it was the wildly interesting town where everyone lived in a single high-rise, the town of Whittier remained undeveloped until World War II. They got their name from a glacier which sat in the waters that surround the town today. And the glacier got its name from John Greenleaf Whittier, a famous anti-slavery poet of the 19th century. Whittier was an active abolitionist who wrote for many newspapers and magazines and was devoted to fixing social injustice wherever he saw it. He was even the founder of the anti-slavery Liberty Party in 1839. Whittier may seem like the perfect getaway for an introverted hermit. It's isolated, there are locks on the doors, and all your amenities are right there for you. Means that one should be able to keep to themselves with their head down and not get bugged by anyone. However, Whittier is not only a community in the neighborly sense, but in a practical sense as well. When we said it was isolated, we mean dark side of the moon isolated.
By the way, they're renting rooms in this apartment complex right now. So if someone wants to move, there's space. But I wonder how these people came to the conclusion to move exactly here.
Begich Towers, it literally takes everyone working together to live comfortably and efficiently. There are residents who man the tunnel or work on the local railroad, while others are employed by local businesses or various city departments. Everybody has a role to play, and the city doesn't function unless everyone is doing their part. From manning the EMT stations and saving lives, to cooking for neighbors when they're sick, the town of Whittier is less a group of individual people and more a single, living, breathing organism, metaphorically speaking. When there's a town as isolated and unordinary as Whittier, getting in and out isn't going to be a piece of cake. The town was chosen for a World War II U.S. military facility due to how remote it was from other surrounding villages.
I also didn't see any like grocery stores or anything in that town. I wonder like what type of grocery stores or what type of like stores they have there. Do they have like schools or like what is the school, like 10 people or
Military facility due to how remote it was from other surrounding villages. In order to get resources in and out, a train tunnel was built and utilized before ultimately becoming a tunnel for normal cars. The tunnel boasts only one traffic lane for roughly 2.5 miles, making it the second longest highway tunnel in North America. If you're planning on hitting up the town anytime soon, be prepared to wait. Cars going in the same direction are only allowed through the tunnel in 30-minute intervals. That means if you're unlucky enough to arrive when the other lane has dibs, you'd better hope you have some good games on your phone, or you'll be staring at a red light until your turn is up. Long wait times aren't the only issue connected to having only one lane of entry or escape. Arguably more disruptive is the fact that the Whittier Tunnel is not open around the clock. Any attempts to access the tunnel between the hours of 11 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. will be met with a big fat blocked notice, like in a video game when you haven't unlocked that area of the map yet. And people who missed the cutoff in the past can sometimes be found sleeping in their cars overnight at the other end of the tunnel. However,
So basically, to leave your home and to come back, you have like time. It's like being in prison.
EMTs are in luck. There's usually somebody there to let emergency vehicles through. While most people enjoy leaving their homes to go to work, stock up on supplies, or hang out with a neighbor across town, Whittier is a whole other story. Since basically everything you could ever ask for is provided under one roof, some residents haven't felt the need to step foot outside Begich Towers. While some people love the towers because of how social it can be, many others prefer it for how reclusive it can be, and have no desire to chat it up with their fellow Begichians. Days, weeks, or even years will pass before certain residents step foot outside and see the sky.
Are these actual images of the houses there?
Even longer, if there's something good on Netflix. Believe it or not, the town hosts its share of tourists, despite its remote location. Aside from the unique character and natural beauty of the surrounding area, sometimes you just want to see a whole town housed in a gigantic building, so you can pretend you're on the Death Star. To accommodate these guests, the top 2 floors of Begich Towers are actually a quaint bed and breakfast. Book a stay at June's Whittier Condo Suites, where you are offered a variety of rooms and amenities. They're easily the swankiest digs in town. And can we talk about the views?
Oh my god. Okay, just imagine I started a vlog channel or something and I went there and I did a vlog about it. That would be fun.
Obviously, Whittier doesn't have any roads or municipal buildings, because where would you put them? On the roof? Instead of street-level locations, all of the city's services are located on the first floor of Begich Towers, including a police department, a post office, a convenience store, a medical clinic, and a grocery store. There's also a jet ski adventure store, because when you're in the Alaskan wilderness, you need to stay focused on the bare necessities. And yes, being rad as hell is a necessity. The local school is in a separate building behind Begich Towers. However, students have to enter through an underground tunnel, which gives a whole new spin on walking 5 miles through the snow. When the residents of Begich Towers want to attend worship services, they don't have to spelunk through a tunnel, but they do have to go down to the building's basement. Twice weekly, the Whittier Christian Community Church offers mass and spiritual services without any of its parishioners having to step foot outside. As for the city's Samoan population, they can attend Malama Lama Fu, translated as New Light Church, which occupies the same space and provides Samoan language services. If you're a fan of the time-honored tradition of people watching, Whittier might be an ideal place to visit or even settle down. Basically, everybody who lives on the harbor side of the building lives with a pair of binoculars within arm's reach at all times. This makes sense, not because Whittier is a town of peeping toms, but because of the abundant wildlife and marine life which have taken up residence around Begich Towers. When you're peeping at them, they call it enjoying nature, and nobody calls the police. Across the street from Begich Towers lives Brenda Tolman, a Whittier resident who keeps reindeer as pets. She can be seen tending to them twice a day, rain or shine, snow or sleet. Apparently, they have escaped before as well, forcing Tolman to strap on her boots and chase them down. There were probably a lot of binoculars out that day.
You guys already know. I'd have a whole stable there with all types of animals. That's so cute.
Living in Whittier is not all sunshines and rainbows. Most of the time, it's either raining or snowing in Whittier, making it the single wettest city in the United States. For around 6 months out of the year, the city is getting snow in the forecast every day, totaling around 22 feet each year. That's 1,000 times the national average. So, bring a scarf. Their only respite from the cold weather is the other 6 months of the year, when it's essentially a constant rainstorm. Pair that with 60 miles per hour winds, and you're looking at an average day of crummy weather in Whittier. Stormy days aren't much of an inconvenience for a town that never goes outside, but natural disasters are a different story. The Good Friday earthquake was the biggest seismic event ever recorded in the United States. It occurred on March 28, 1964, hitting Alaska on Good Friday. The earthquake triggered a 43-foot tsunami, responsible for killing 13 Whittier residents and causing millions of dollars of damage to the town. To this day, it remains the second largest seismic event in recorded history. But Whittier and its residents are resilient. When the global COVID pandemic struck, you might expect a town where everyone lives under the same roof would be a hotspot for infection. But by late March 2020, the city closed itself off to any outside visitors. The only people allowed into Whittier during this time were residents, their caregivers, and employees of essential businesses. The community did get hit by the virus in the summer of 2020, when 2 waterfront workers tested positive. 11 temporary workers were also infected, but all cases were contained. Then in August, a family of 6 who shared an apartment tested positive, but isolated themselves inside, preventing anybody else in the building from contracting the virus. After all, it's not like they weren't used to sheltering in place. So what do you think? Ready to pack your bags and get a one-way ticket to Whittier, Alaska? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're here, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
I think I would start feeling claustrophobic if I lived there, but I would love to visit though to see like what the community is like. It sounds very interesting, and it was really cool to see a little bit more from there because I was a little bit confused in the other video. Like, what do you mean? There's people living in one apartment. Would you live there? Would you? Maybe. But yeah, I would feel a little bit isolated there, I think. Or maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? But thank you guys for joining me for this video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!